So, okay, welcome everybody. Today's guest is Victor from Grafton Correctional. Victor, give your full name.
My name is Victor Flores.
Okay, and we talked a little bit the other day, and the pro board just gave you 2 more years. And how long have you been down on a pro technical violation?
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Since April 2nd, 2014.
Wow. I've never heard of somebody being locked up that long on a violation. Especially when you told me the circumstances of your house, they came in to arrest somebody, and just because you didn't call your parole officer at that moment, you got violated by an officer calling her up who was what, her cousin?
Say it again?
Okay, the officer that talked to your parole officer.
No, he was a family member of hers. I don't know who it was.
Right, which to me would mean a conflict of interest. And I think that's one thing I'm putting together an email to the pro board regarding. And force you to take a sex offenders program when you're not guilty of your crime would be admitting guilt.
That's what he was trying to do, Mr. Hulk.
Right. Well, Mr. Hulk is probably the meanest guy on the pro board and the one that shows the least respect out of any of them.
He's definitely not polite. Not courteous.
Right.
He was,
You there? You there? Okay, he's going to have to call back. Somehow he got disconnected. Not sure how. But that's Victor Flores. He is wrongfully convicted or totally innocent of his crime. So we want to get the word out. And I've known him for probably 20 years, maybe a little bit longer. We were at Marion Correctional together. So, these are the situations that we're dealing with. We're dealing with a corrupt court that all you have to do is finger point someone and you're guilty. So we got to get the word out. Sorry, I was texting someone, which I shouldn't be doing, but some people are just kind of impatient. I'm hoping he'll call back. There he is right there.
hello?
I'm not sure what happened there, Victor.
I don't know, but all the other phones were working.
Oh, well, I was sharing with the people that I've known you probably close to 20 years. We're at Marion together, and you helped make cards, and I don't know if you're a part of the quilt program or not, but we were in the same dorm for many years. Let's get a little bit into your case per se. You claim total innocent of the crime, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Give us a rundown from the beginning to your sentencing.
Of the case?
Yes.
Well, me and 3 other guys were at the Edgewater Beach, at Perkins Beach at Edgewater Park. And my co-defendants, the 3 guys that I was with.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
2 of them stole Serena Clay's property, which is a mountain bike in a duffel bag. And I was trying to argue with them guys of where it is and to give it back. got in a fight on Edgewater Beach. She heard us arguing about it, got mad because they were talking. They were like, "The hell with her! I'm keeping it," and she stomped off. And I was still arguing with them to try to get her stuff. By the time I tried to go calm her back down, she was gone. I couldn't find her. So then either a park ranger or a police officer seen her sitting on a curb crying and asked her what's wrong. The first thing she said was they stole my bike. And then during the time that she was describing who they were, the officer seen a hickey on her neck, and the officer asked her, "What's that from?" She said, "That's when they raped me." They took her straight to the hospital, did a rape kit exam on her. Everything came out negative. Even the doctor put in block letters and underlined it twice, "No evidence." But here I am today.
Right. In other words, no evidence means no rape occurred.
That's true. There's no trauma, no bruising. She said all of us supposedly raped her and held her down against her will. But that was her original statement. And it even says on the medical report that she was raped ×4. But then during the trial, her original statement disappeared and a new one appeared, typed out by Detective King of the Sex Crimes Unit. And it said that I was the only culprit and my 3 co-defendants were my aiders and abettors. They just helped me, which is all baloney.
Yeah, I mean, I know how corrupt the courts are. All you have to do is finger point and you're guilty.
Yeah. We went to jury trial, and the day the trial was supposed to actually begin, my co-defendants were sitting in the courtroom with the lawyers, and the lawyers talked them into switching from a jury trial to a judge trial, and while I was sitting in the hot box. And by the time I came in the courtroom, the bailiff says, please stand or please rise. And the judge comes in. And while I'm coming in, my lawyer asked me, he says, "You still want a jury trial, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what we agreed to." And then we sat down, and I didn't find out until later on that they switched from a jury trial to a judge trial, which helped the situation with the new statement, because now it's like they're on one side of the courtroom, I'm on the other. That's what they made it seem like, because they're going to a judge trial and I'm going to a jury trial. They try to make it like, I was by myself, isolated. By separating them, I think that because I have a felony background, and I'm the only one that has a felony background, they was letting me be a patsy. Crime should never even happen except for the property theft.
Yeah, I mean, this you're not the only case, but some of these are getting so frustrating because I see the innocence in the case, and I see how people are pinpointed for crimes they did not commit.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
These crimes are so ridiculous that, one thing is said, and then it comes back by the detective or the police department altering a statement from the original statement.
Right. Well, here's the kicker. Right. The trial was about to end, and they were getting ready to put their final whatever, and they got a surprise witness, a guy that was locked up with me in the county jail. He said that I came in smiling and bragging about how I committed the offenses and how they had no evidence to convict me.
So you did not say nothing to anybody inside the jail, I'm assuming.
Say it again?
It seems to me that the guy he made a deal with somebody to lie on you for freedom.
Right. Yeah, he absolutely did. He said he wanted to be home with his kid. He had a newborn.
I could understand that, but don't lie on somebody else and give them 30 years or so in prison for a crime they did not commit.
Just straight lied on me.
Right. But
it's 28 years now.
Yeah. So when do you go back to the parole board? Share a little bit about this parole hearing you just went to.
I go back to the parole board July of 2022.
Okay, so we're going to need to get a lot of letters there and support on your behalf. But I'm hoping, that maybe we could do something where they could bring you back up early if we get enough support from the public with emails and letters.
That would be spectacular. Because I don't deserve to be here. I don't deserve to have these convictions on me. It's so humiliating.
I could imagine. Tell the people a little bit about what your plans are. Once you do get out, are you still going to fight your case?
Well, the whole thing with trying to fight my case is I have to be able to find a decent job to support myself and be able to pay a company, a law firm who has an investigative team of their own, which is going to cost a lot of money. So that's difficult, and I tried to do it when I was out on parole.
Right. Talk to Michelle and ask her to call some of these large law firms because most of them have a pro bono section in there, but most people don't know about it.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you're fighting a case, it would have to be in Cuyahoga County. If you're filing a complaint against the parole board, it would have to be in Franklin County.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I wrote the Ohio Innocence Project for 18 months, and it was like I thought they were going to accept my case, but then at the end they said that because there was no DNA, there's nothing they could do for me.
And now they got a non-DNA section.
Yes, I'm definitely have to write them back.
Right, and contact Jennifer up there and just tell her I referred you to them.
Right.
And I'll call them as well.
Thank you.
Sure, and I'll try to get hold of Lee Fisher and Jim Petro too, because I do believe you're not the only one that we're trying to help. There's several of you that I know as a fact should not be locked up. One is I've known you for so long, and I believe in you.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
This affects me in every facet of my life.
Right.
A lot of times I don't even want to speak because I'm humiliated. I'm humbled. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because my voice is like, it's tainted.
Well,
because of this conviction.
I know how you feel. I feel the same way at times, but it's kind of brought my testimony out because I was wrongfully convicted. The thing is, you got to keep going forward and fight your innocence. Those that are guilty usually will quit fighting their case 3 years, within 3 years of their sentence. And I heard that from the Innocence Project. Those that are really totally innocent will continue to fight their case just as you are.
Right. I went when I was in society on parole.
Right.
They kept bouncing because I'm not too aware of how the legal process works. I kept going from the legal aid to public defender's office, and they kept bouncing me back and forth. They take care of it. They take care of it. Then I learned that the legal aid is only for civil cases, and public defender's office is they said, they just kept saying to me, go ahead and live the rest of your life, and enjoy the rest of the life that you have. They said it'd be very difficult for you to get back in court. They weren't positive, they were trying to help me.
Right, and if an attorney is listening to this or private investigator, I'm going to send this to several people as I do a lot of the videos. What are you asking them to help you with?
What do you mean with my case?
Yes. Do they have to start from the beginning or do some research to find loopholes?
No, I don't want the loopholes. I want the truth to come out.
Right. Yeah, and I do too. But sometimes you have to use the loopholes to get to the truth. Find contradictions.
I can give you an easy example of a situation that should be easily provable, and that's that girl's original statement. All of them co-defendants' lawyers read that statement. If they had a sworn affidavit saying or a sworn statement saying what they read in that original statement and how it disappeared and a new one appeared by Detective King, that would show the injustice of the justice system.
Right. And so really, the prosecutor lied on your case because he probably coerced the victim into changing her story.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
The prosecutor probably coerced the victim into saying what he wants her to say to convict you.
He kept, all the while the so-called alleged victim was speaking, he kept guiding her because she kept going left or right, and he wanted her to keep going forward. But
right.
So he had to keep changing her words and put her back in the direction that he wanted her in. Like you were saying.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Okay. Do you want to call back, or do you have anything else that you would like to say?
That's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay, give everybody your contact info quickly.
My institutional number is 272-095. My name is Victor Flores.
Okay, and we have your institutional on the YouTube, and have all your friends and ask people in Grafton to have their families subscribe to our YouTube. Change Starts With Us, Ohio. Okay, brother? And give me a call in a few days. We can talk.
All right.
Thank you.
I was going to call you back just to talk to you.
That sounds great.
Okay. I'll be right back.
All right. Bye. Okay, everybody, if you'd like to check out our website, it's at www.changestartswithusohio.org. Have a good day, everybody.